A shark and a dolphin look almost identical. But here's the thing. They're separated by 450 million years of evolution. One's a fish, one's a mammal. They shouldn't look anything alike. But they do. And it's not just them. Nature keeps inventing the exact same solutions, over and over and over again. And scientists just discovered this might tell us what aliens actually look like. This is convergent evolution, and it's everywhere. Here's what's mind-blowing. Completely unrelated species, separated by hundreds of millions of years, keep evolving identical features. Eyes? Evolved independently at least 40 different times. Flight? Invented 4 separate times by insects, pterosaurs, birds, and bats, none of them related. Echolocation? Bats discovered it. So did whales, and certain birds, and some blind humans who click their tongues, all independently. Even crazier? Camera eyes, the kind humans have, were invented separately by octopuses and vertebrates. These animals have nothing in common ancestrally, yet they both arrived at basically the same eye design. It's like the universe keeps giving evolution the same test, and every species keeps getting the same answer. The scientific term for this is convergent evolution, when unrelated species evolve the same traits because they face similar problems. And when you start looking for it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with sharks and dolphins. Both have that sleek, torpedo-shaped body. Both have dorsal fins. Both have flippers. But a shark is a cartilaginous fish that evolved 400 million years ago. A dolphin is a mammal whose ancestors were land animals that went back into the ocean only 50 million years ago. They couldn't be more different biologically. But the physics of water demands one optimal shape, and both species found it. Form follows function. Or take flight. Evolution invented wings 4 completely different ways. Insect wings? Extensions of their exoskeleton. They're not even modified limbs. Pterosaur wings? One massively elongated 4th finger with skin stretched between it. Bird wings? Modified forelimbs covered in feathers, evolved from dinosaur arms. Bat wings? Also modified forelimbs, but with webbing stretched between 5 elongated fingers. 4 entirely different anatomical solutions. Same result. Controlled flight. The skies demanded wings. Evolution delivered them 4 times. Now eyes. This one's wild. Eyes have evolved independently over 40 times. Your eye? A camera eye with a lens, a retina, light-sensitive cells. An octopus? Also has a camera eye. Lens, retina, light-sensitive cells. But you and an octopus haven't shared a common ancestor in over 600 million years. Your last common relative was basically a worm. Yet you both independently evolved nearly identical eyes. Why? Because the physics of light forces similar solutions. You need a lens to focus. You need photoreceptors to detect. There's only so many ways to build an eye. And this tells us something huge about alien life. If they exist, they probably have eyes too. But here's my favorite: crabs. Evolution doesn't just repeat occasionally. Sometimes it's obsessed with a design. The crab body plan has evolved at least 5 separate times in the last 180 million years. Scientists call this carcinization, the process of becoming crab-shaped. King crabs evolved from hermit crabs. Porcelain crabs evolved from squat lobsters. These aren't even true crabs. They're false crabs that just turned into crabs anyway. And it's not just crabs evolving into crabs. Other crustaceans keep independently turning into crabs even though they started as completely different animals. There's even a process called decarcinization, where crabs stop being crabs and evolve back. And that's happened at least 7 times. Why does nature love crabs so much? Scientists think the flat body, folded tail, and wide shell offer serious advantages. better defense, easier sideways movement, lower center of gravity. The ocean keeps saying, "Be a crab," and crustaceans keep listening. So what does all this mean? First, some solutions are inevitable. Physics and chemistry limit the options. If you need to fly, you need a wing. If you need to see, you need light-sensitive cells. If you live in water and need speed, you get streamlined. Second, this might mean aliens look more familiar than we think. If evolution on Earth keeps arriving at eyes, intelligence, flight, maybe those are universal solutions. Any planet with similar conditions might produce similar results. Third, evolution isn't totally random. There's a famous debate in science. If you could replay the tape of life, would you get the same results? Stephen Jay Gould said no. Totally different outcomes every time. But Simon Conway Morris argues the opposite. He says convergence proves that evolution is constrained. The same pressures lead to the same solutions. Intelligence, for example, evolved separately in primates, dolphins, crows, octopuses, and elephants. All different branches of the tree of life. All arrived at intelligence. Which suggests, given the right conditions, intelligence might be inevitable. Fourth, universal laws govern biology just like they govern physics. Water demands a certain shape. Air demands wings. Light demands eyes. These aren't accidents, they're patterns. And patterns, they repeat. Convergent evolution shows us that nature doesn't start from scratch every time. It finds what works and keeps using it. But here's the question I'll leave you with. If evolution keeps reinventing the same features on Earth, what does that tell us about what's possible beyond Earth? We're diving into that next. In Part 2, we're exploring what convergent evolution tells us about alien life and why scientists think extraterrestrials might look shockingly familiar. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop a comment. What convergent evolution example blew your mind the most? See you in Part 2.